Who else has seen this clown ad for this so-called documentary? Every time it starts and it's like transgender, and there's this investigative writer, if we can even call her an investigative writer, who is living her best Ancient Aliens life like, why are they all doing this simultaneously? And this other woman, supposedly a teacher, but just the founder of a religious homeschooling program, is like, 5 years ago, there was no students that were identifying as non-binary. So true, besties. Why are all trans people only existing right now? Why are they all doing this simultaneously? Why are they all doing this simultaneously? They just, showed up. They weren't here before, and now suddenly there's all these trans people. Where did all these trans people come from? Where are all these trans people coming from? Oh, and you think it's a coincidence that trans people only exist right now? And these are just a fraction of examples of gender difference and gender nonconformity from North America, which is, in turn, just a fraction of the entire world. Don't even get me started on gender difference on the other continents. Maybe a better question is, why am I being inundated with an ad about a documentary with false information made by a far-right political media outlet with ties to the fanatical cult Falun Gong? Knowing the roots of gender difference and gender nonconformity go back thousands and thousands and thousands of years across social and cultural lines, maybe another equally valid question is, what are the historical roots of these anti-trans ideas being pushed by this so-called documentary? Oh yeah! Anita Bryant's right-wing so-called Save Our Children anti-LGBT campaign from the 70s. The Lavender Scare of the late 40s and 50s. Fartsy Party, yeah, I guess that's what I'll call them. Fartsy Party invoking and expanding paragraph 175 of the German Criminal Code in 1935 to detain some 50,000 gay and bisexual men and gender nonconforming people, and sending between 5,000 and 15,000 of them to concentration camps. Over half of those people would succumb to the horrors of the camps. Fartsy Party officials, with the help of the Fartsy Sympathetic German Student Union, looting and burning the entire library of the Institute of, Smexual Science in 1933. This institute was created as a means of furthering our understanding of smexual orientation and gender difference, and fighting for the rights of LGBTQ+ people. This is an excerpt from an article titled 90 Years On, The Destruction of the Institute of Smexual Science by Liz Tracy, linked below. It's difficult to watch the current extremist turn in the United States and not see the parallels. State legislatures have taken up, and in some states passed, more than 500 bills targeting LGBTQ+ rights, healthcare, and expression, seeking to limit or eliminate protections based on gender identity and/or smexual orientation, in some cases prohibiting the acknowledgement of their very existence. Books, while not yet burned, are being banned from public libraries based on the complaints of small groups. The targeted literature includes not just LGBTQ+ topics, but also history, race, and ethnicity. Armed extremist groups show up at drag story hours and pride events regularly, some using the same conspiratorial lies regarding secret Jewish agendas for LGBTQ+ acceptance. This documentary is not actually about concern for the youth or concern for people who may regret medical transition, which is a tiny number, by the way. It's about scapegoating trans people to distract from the ever-worsening economic crisis going on in this country. It's about ideological control, because if those in power can control the bodily autonomy and social position of one group of people, then they can more easily do it to another group of people. It's about the individuals that made this documentary and the media conglomerate behind them getting attention and making money off of the systemic oppression of a vulnerable group of people, which is why they make you pay for it instead of it being free. Make no mistake, the government, big businesses, neo-fartsies, and neo-fartsy sympathizers are coming for trans people, and you might be next. If anyone tells you that the existence of trans people is a new phenomenon or only exists in the West or comes from a social contagion or a grand trans conspiracy, know that they are purposefully and maliciously lying to you. If you aren't trans, please study the history of LGBTQ plus people. Learn about our position in society throughout history. Learn about our great contributions to all of humanity. And if you're trans, please find comfort in the fact that we have always existed, and honey, we're gonna keep on existing. This very short video has been a response to just an ad that has been slowly draining my life force over the past, week, even though I already blocked it. And I'm not gonna give these people my money for no good reason. So if you're interested in seeing me do actual criticism and commentary of the entire documentary, and you want to see my brain melt a little from dumbassery, please let me know in the comments. But for now, live your best LGBTQ plus life, take up space, do your thing, chicken wing, and please like and subscribe for more Forbidden Zone realness.